What is up, peasants? My name is JB, and I'm here today for my Week 2 Team Builder M battle in the BBL or Bandless Battles League. This week we are taking on Splurge, coach of the Bracknell Beedrills. You should definitely go be sure to check him out in the description down below. I believe he is one of the admins for this league, so shout out to him for that. And this should be a really fun matchup. He has a really threatening team, so without further ado, let's go ahead and see if we can bounce back from the absolute slaughtering we took Week 1 to Calm on Darkies, and see if we can't... I don't know, not lose a game, because things have been pretty rough on the channel lately if you've checked out our last two videos, so would really like to pick up a win, at least one win this week to get my spirits up a little bit, because my god, PCL and UBL were not pretty this week. So yeah, spoilers if you didn't check out those videos yet, but yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and get into this game, which hopefully will be better. First off, you can see he has the Solgaleo with Zemos, I believe. Is that his user? I need to, oh god, this is really professional. Oh gosh, this is super professional. Because the screenshot, like, I can't tell if that's just like the color of the thing or if that's like actually one of his users, and I want to be sure before I give you guys misinformation, because I wouldn't want you guys to know he had Z Solgaleo if it's not Z Solgaleo. That is in fact a Z Solgaleo. So Solgaleo with the Z moves. Landorus Eye with Sheer Force, of course, because this is an Uber's League. Sylveon, Mega Gyarados, our boy. Salazzle, Alolan Golem, also with Z moves. Selgor, Lurantis with Z moves. Cryogonal, and Giratina, the one that gets items, not the one with Levitate. So, in my opinion, the better of the two, because this Giratina is incredibly fat, has pressure, can pressure stall things, is a great defogger, and actually gets to use its item, unlike Giratina Origin, which I believe has to hold the Greasiest Orb. I think it has to keep it. I'm not entirely sure. If I'm wrong, then my bad. Cryogonal, played it in the UBL this week as well. Just a fast, hard-hitting ice type with good removal options. Lurantis, in my opinion, better superior. Don't at me. Just kidding. It's also it's a contrary using grass type with superpower as well as Leaf Storm, which could be annoying. It's a defogger, which is also obnoxious. It's just a decently hard-hitting mon with solid bulk. Really underrated mon in my opinion. Doesn't get a whole lot of love in the standard draft league, community. So yeah, Lurantis, solid mon. Estogor, really fast spike setter. Final Gambit, super annoying. Can be just a really hard-hitting specs mon as well. It's faster than everything, so we gotta be pretty careful there because fast mons are annoying. Alolan Golem is interesting. It's a solid mon, good stealth rocker. It's got a couple decent abilities in Galvanize as well as Magnet Pull, trapping Steel types, so it can be annoying for Celesteela. It's actually really annoying for Celesteela now that I think about it. Can trap it and just Z-move it, so yeah, that could be something we have to watch out for. Salazzle, again, played that as well in UBL. Really, just fast, decently hard-hitting, fire poison type, can set up, can sub-toxic things, can have coverage, I guess. Grounded poison type, so I mean I don't even have toxic spikes on this team, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Decently fast mon, getting hit really hard, so yeah. Mega Gyarados is always a win con because it can just Swords or Dragon Dance and just win a game. Great bulk, great attack stats, great move pool, fantastic Pokemon. You guys have seen what I can do with the PCL. Great mon. Sylveon, really fat fairy. If you guys recall my draft analysis, it's the fairy I wanted on my team. But unfortunately, our boy Splurge decided to go ahead and snipe me of that, which is a big time feels bad, man. But yeah, Sylveon, really annoying, good Wish Passer, can hit hard in a pinch with, just Pixelate Hyper Voices doing a ton, or even Hyper Beams if you're a man. And then Lando Eye, Sheer Force, which is really scary, can just slap a Life Orb on it and everything will die. Rock Polish is obnoxious, could be Rock Polish Command even, so yeah, really scary mon. And then Solgaleo, great mon, solid speed base 97, hits really hard, good still psychic type, could, run some Z moves. Sunsteel Strike is a thing. I'm not really sure if it gets any secondary effects on that. Should be something I should know, but I don't, so that's a bit of a yikes. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the squad that we are bringing. And first off, you can see we have Yuxi, Brain, rocking a Mental Herb with the moves Stealth Rock, Memento, Knockoff, and Thunderwave. So he doesn't really have the best taunting options, but he has a few things that can get taunt. So I decided to run a Mental Herb because rocks are super important this week, breaking sashes, and just being able to just get rocks up just seems super important in this game. We also have Memento, which you will see why it matters once we get over yonder. Knockoff is just to get rid of items in the Thunderwave. We have speed for Mega Gyarados because we decided to run a little bit of a faster Uxie because I would really love to Thunderwave that thing. Gets rocks up and maybe a knockoff depending on how he plays, and then it mementos in a Crustle and it's pretty much GG. I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil that for you guys. It's a little bit out of order. Let's go ahead and move you over where you should be, my guy. So let's go ahead and talk about Crustle now. We have speed for max speed, Salazzle at +2, and he has no switch-ins after Shell Smash. Like, it kind of just kills everything. The coverage between Rock, Bug, and Dark hit everything on his team super effectively, and nothing wants to take a +2 attack from this thing. So I know, yeah, I'm trying to win a game with a Shell Smash Crustle, and hopefully we can pull it off because, honestly, it kind of just puts in a ton of work. Selgor does still outspeed us, so that's annoying. But yeah, other than that, though, everything is just not appreciating taking a hit from this thing. One thing worth mentioning, though, is Mega Gyarados can shut this thing down if played right. You don't have to Mega first turn in this league, so he could Intimidate, Shuffle me, and then Mold Breaker, being what Mold Breaker is, it could go through my 30, so that is a little bit annoying, but hopefully he just, switches in on me and I, just kill him with an X Scissor. Hopefully is what happens in that scenario. Hopefully a man can dream. Next up, this team is all sorts of out of order on my nose as well as where it is. So let's go ahead and talk about Shitty Kitty the Persian, rocking a Darkinium Z with the moves Nasty Plot, for code ability. With the moves Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, Thunderbolt, and Parting Shot. We have speed for Cryogonal. Z Dark Pulse hits both of his Uber Pokemon super effectively, and everything other than Mega Gyarados neutrally. So, it hits his two biggest stats being the Giratina and the Solgaleo super effectively. +2, it KOs both, so that's incredibly well. If he's a super spit F, Giratina, it won't OHKO that, but +2. But at +2, it OHKOs Fizdef, Giratina, as well as just OHKOing Solgaleo, because Solgaleo isn't exactly that thick, so it does drop to that. And then we have Thunderbolt to hit Mega Gyarados as well. And then we have Parting Shot as, just a way to Parting Shot things. If we really need to Z Parting Shot, something like Palkia or whatever, we can, but mostly we're looking to click Z Dark Pulse after getting up a Nasty Plot and just kind of, kill all the things. Next up, we have Tuskalov, the Mamoswine, rocking a Choice Scarf with moves Earthquake, Ashard, Icicle Crash, and Superpower. We have speed for Iselgor, creeping Persian. Since it's my fastest Pokemon, I don't think he'd run max speed Iselgor, so hopefully we can catch him off guard there. That'd be really nice. And then ground ice coverage hits everything neutrally. And then we have Superpower because fuck Mega Gyarados, because it's a Mega Gyarados and it's an absolute monster, and I want something to hit it super effectively. Pretty self-explanatory set. Just attack what's in front of you, basically, and do big damage because out of it Mamoswine. It's gonna be crazy. Next up, we have Bubbles the Palkia, rocking an Assault Vest with the moves Ice Beam, Thunder, Draco Meteor, and Flamethrower. I originally had Fire Blast, but I didn't want to miss all of my moves, so I decided to run Flamethrower just to be safe. We have speed for Jelly Mega Gyarados, and it's, as you can tell, just a super effective button. Assault Vest is nice for taking hits from stuff like Salazzle or Sheer Force Lando, or Special Lando rather, Selgor or Cryogonal. I live Watch a Chocolate, Life Orb, Freeze Dry. Jesus Christ, that's the move. We live a Life Orb, Freeze Dry, and can do ton back to Flamethrower depending on his set. It's a roll to KO just because Modest Palkia hits so goddamn hard, and that's basically the play there. And then last but certainly not least, none of my other Pokemon really had that great of a matchup, so I just decided to go ahead and bring Celesteela, which doesn't have a nickname for some reason. Leave your Celesteela nicknames in the comments section, and I might choose your Celesteela nickname because I don't have a good one. We have the leftovers with Leech Seed, Protect, Heavy Slam, and Earthquake. We decided to just go with a standard Fizdef Celesteela just to take on stuff like Mega Gyarados or whatever. Nothing, like I said, nothing else really had that great of a matchup, so I decided, why not just bring Leech Seed, Celesteela, and annoy the fuck out of him if I absolutely need to. We have Max HP, well, Max HP with a non number, the ton of physical defense, as well as just a little bit of speed F and a little bit of speed. The speed allows us to Jesus. Yeah, speed for uninvested Sylveon, as well as like his base 45's creeping me. I believe he has a couple base 45's. We creep that. Yeah, he has Alolan Golem as well as Lurantis. So we creep those two things, wanting to creep an uninvested Celesteela as well as outspeeding an uninvested Sylveon. So that's nice. And then the defense allows us to. Okay, this is a weird calc. I wrote this weirdly, so bear with me. The defense gives Scarf Flare Blitz from Solgaleo a chance to not 2-hit KO. So there's a chance we're not 2-hit KO by Scarf Solgaleo. Flare Blitz, nice. And then we are never OHKO'd by a non-specs Salazzle. So if he's Life Orb Salazzle, he never OHKOs us with Fire Blast, so we should be fine there. And again, like I said, nothing else on this squad really had a great matchup, so I just decided to slap on a Fist F Selly because it's Selly and annoy him if I need to. So that is the squad for week 2 of the BBL against Splurge, and I just remembered that I am doing these in the same video, so I will see you all in the battle right about now. Alright, people, we are back here with the game against Mr. Splurge, and as you can see, he ended up bringing the Gyarados, the Mega Gyarados that is, the Giratina, the Salazzle, the Cryogonal, the Lurantis, as well as the Alolan Golem. So, things we don't see are immediately the Solgaleo, which is cool not to see that. We also don't see the Shiftforce Lando, which was fantastic. The Sylveon is also cool, not as scary because I did bring quite a lot for it. And Salazzle's annoying. Yeah, all in all, I really like my matchup here. Alolan Persian goes in, but most importantly, Crustle absolutely destroys the 6 he brought. If I can get set up the right way, if I can, play it well to where I can just sort of do what I need to do, click the right moves on the right turns, and Crustle has a very, very good chance of just winning this game after I get a Shell Smash off of. Of course, the main threat being, of course, the Giratina being a Giratina, as well as, Mega Gyarados potentially Intimidate, shuffling me, or even just having Mold Breaker Waterfall, which will unfortunately one-shot poor Crustle. So hopefully we can avoid that scenario. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the game. Like I said, probably just going to end up leading off with Yuxi here. He doesn't have the best taunt options, but I do want to go ahead and make sure I get those rocks up. Break any sashes, break any, just whatever. Just get damage off, big damage off on like the Cryogonal as well as the Gyarados before it Megas. Just nice and rock. So he ends up bleeding off with the videotape, which is the Gyarados. Not sure what that reference is, and I'm not sure I want to know what that reference is, but he's going to get the Intimidate off, which is quite annoying. So he's going to switch out, I guess not wanting to take a T-Wave or whatever, but he's going to switch in Reckoner, which ends up being the Giratina, which is just scary. Look at that thing being all terrifying and having like 6/6/6s of things, but I do decide to go for the T-Wave. Wanting to paralyze Mega Gyarados already, which would have been fantastic, but unfortunately, we end up paralyzing the Giratina, which is a solid consolation prize, I guess, but Brain's just going to go ahead and do Brain things and get the old Stealth Rockers up there, as this man is just going to go straight up for a Shadow Ball, which you can see ends up doing an absolute ton of damage to a very bulky Yuxi. So, worth noting that it could potentially be specs, but I just decided to bring in Bubbles, Mr. Giratina, or Mr. Palkia, rather. Find, some light with some dark, find some hell with some space. Is this one the space one, or is this one the time one? I'm not sure. Whatever. But he's going to go for another Shadow Ball, doing a ton to me as well. I decided to over-predict here and go for Flamethrower, predicting him to not want to leave his Giratina in, but he does decide to leave the Giratina in, and thankfully he gets paralyzed there, so you don't have to take another big hit. And here I'm just like, alright, screw it, if you're going to leave this thing in, I'm going to go ahead and kill it. I decided to just drop a Draco, and thankfully we managed to land, and down will go Reckoner. So the Reckoner has been reckoned. Is that funny? I'm not sure. But we are going to go ahead and take out the Giratina, which is swell. We are a Solvest, so you could just see how much that thing did. He brings in the Nude, which I guess his nicknames are on point. I respect it. Definitely don't want to stay and take a freeze right here, especially at -2. I never killed with the Flamethrower, so he's going to go for a Defog, which is obnoxious, but it's fine, I suppose. Did, get at least one round of rocks off on something that was weak to rocks, so I can bring in Celesteela, as he is going to make a hard double into my Iron Lung, which is just another fantastic nickname. Honestly, man's nickname is on point, as I just fire off a Heavy Slam on the Alolan Golem, which is going to do a solid amount, not a lot, but yeah, it's some damage, we'll take it. I am unfortunately trapped here, which ends up being the scenario which I sort of brought up in the team builder, and he just went ahead and capitalized on it. And he's going to trap my poor Celesteela and just blow me into the Shadow Realm with the Giratina and with the Global Havoc, which is just not going to feel good. Yeah, this is just a dead Celesteela, so RIP, buddy. Like I said in the team builder, nothing else really had that great of a matchup, and I thought I'd just try to annoy him with Selly. And it turns out he's just gonna annoy me by trapping me and killing me with as he moves. So feels bad, man. But I can just bring Brain back in, and we're not messing around. This is something that I could very easily set up on. So we're just gonna go ahead and click the memento. Brain's gonna go ahead and brain himself just on out of the game. So shout out to Brain. I mean, you got rocks up once, so I guess it's fine. And you just mementoed yourself. So this thing's not really doing much of anything. It goes for a wild charge, which of course fails. And that's at -2, so that's not gonna do a gosh darn thing. And I can bring in Crustle, trying to put the team on my back, as he's gonna double, which is, just makes this the most perfect of scenarios. But he does go into the Gyarados, and like I said, he is going to successfully intimidate, shuffle me at least a little bit. But he's actually gonna pop my White Herb with the Intimidate, which is actually pretty damn annoying, which means I am going to, of course, be at -1 defense, which does suck. But I do get my Shell Smash off, which is cool. I guess it's kind of nice that he popped my White Herb with Intimidate, so that does mean I get to keep my +2 attack to fire off against something. But unfortunately, you know, I am at that -1 defense, so he's going to bring back in the Golem, which is not going to take the Stone Edge very well. Does it kill the Stone Edge? I don't think so. Actually, yeah, it just drops the Golem with Stone Edge. Golem's bulky, but not bulky enough, because for those of you who don't know, Rock does not resist Rock, and he is going to bring in the Gyarados and do the whole Intimidate shuffling thing like I feared. So good play on his part. It was a nice solid out against my Crustle, which unfortunately is not going to be able to do much more than get off another hit. So we are just, I believe, firing off a Stone Edge in case he wanted to shuffle one more time, like switch out. So I went for Stone Edge. It still was a roll to kill at +1, whereas X-Scissor was a guaranteed KO. If he did Mega, there was always a chance he did Mega. And either way, I missed the damn Stone Edge, so it didn't matter anyway. And yeah, he's just going to drop me with Aqua Tail. Not gonna lie, when I was, playing this game, I totally forgot that Mold Breaker was a thing, and I was a little upset at the person who gynned my team, like, wait, why was I not sturdy, you piece of crap? But then I remembered Mold Breaker was a thing, so yeah, I could just bring in AV Palkia, as there's nothing really this thing wants to do to me, so I can take any one hit at that point, and just fire off a big ol' attack, as he actually decides to switch out into the Salazzle, as I mess with Thunder, so yeah, not having the best of times. As he fires off a Toxic on my Palkia, which isn't, the end of the world. I'm an AV Palkia. It kind of sucks. I'm on a timer, but I can still just fire off a big ol' hit on something. So I click Draco once again, as it does the most damage to the, whatever this thing's called, the Salazzle, and that thing is just going to drop. Mixmatosis. That just sounds like some science, man. I ain't about that life. But we are going to take some toxic damage, which is annoying, as the Salazzle is going to go down. He brings back in the Cryogonal, and probably just to fire off a Freeze Dry at this point. So I decided to try to live it and, just sort of sack off my Toxic Palkia at this point. As it's done mostly what it needs to do. It does die to the Freeze Dry, unfortunately. So yeah, down goes Palkia, which is a little bit unfortunate. And it's time to just go ahead and bring in the shittiest of kitties, Mr. Persian. So we have Persian and Mamo against Cryogonal, Lurantis, and the Gyarados. So he's going to bring in the Lurantis here, as I decided to go for a Nasty Plot. I lived any hit, and I just wanted to, plot up as soon as possible. This thing still has a very, very good chance of just putting in the finest of work, and unfortunately, I do have to Z-move this thing, as Dark Pulse did not kill. Z-move does kill, however, if he's not a Soul Vest, so I do have to go ahead and fire off the Z-move. Worth noting, if he was like a Scarf Superpower variant, I did eat that, as well as a 1 Leaf Storm, so in most scenarios I was fine here to just fire off my Z-move. As you can see, like, look at that animation, man. Just get eclipsed, man. How does it feel? Goodbye, Bloom. Feels bad, man. But we're sitting here with a nice and full HP Shitty Kitty, as he brings in the Cryogonal to take the first hit. Dark Pulse does not kill from this range because this thing has such good spit off, and he goes for a Haze, which really, 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 really unfortunate, getting rid of my Nasty Plot, but he is potentially in range of a Thunderbolt here, as actually, no, I go for Dark Pulse. It doesn't quite kill, but there's always the potential I could get a flinch. He goes for Haze, predicting me to Nasty Plot again, which I do not. I decided to go ahead and try to kill this thing, and I forget the exact scenario. I think he needed damage on me to I forget the exact scenario, but he could have, won had he gotten damage off there, I believe. He would have, not wasted a turn going for that. I'm not really sure the exact scenario, but there was a scenario here. Clicking Dragonets here also could have won the game, but I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt as he brings in the Gyarados. Takes the damage I need for Superpower to guarantee kill. He could have gone for Dragonets here if he was max speed and won the game, But he actually decides to go for Aquatail, which does unfortunately just one-shot my poor shitty kitty going right through Fur Coat. Feels bad, man. But I can bring in the Scarf Mamoswine. Superpower does thankfully not miss. It is a move with 100 accuracy, which is freaking perfect. And I am able to fire off a superpower, finishing off the Mega Gyarados. The crit, of course, did not matter. It was well in range of Adamant Superpower. So we are actually going to come out of week 2 with a win. A rare win this week. We actually had a really rough week in all of our leagues, so it was hard to pull out a win, even if it was just a 1-0 win. Very good game to splurge. He brought a lot of cool sets, so definitely be sure to go check him out and see his POV of the battle. I'm sure it'll be a fun thing, just see what his tech was meant to do. He had a really fun team, so yeah, like I said, be sure to go check him out. And yeah, really fun game here, and hopefully we can continue our momentum here in the BBL. We picked up a nice win here on week 2, so gotta get some of that differential back from getting, you know, slaughtered by a Darkius, so yeah, looking to bounce back just a little bit. Next week we play Omega Jolteon, coach of the Chicago Caracoses. The man has a Mewtwo, so it's going to be not exactly fun. But yeah, be on the lookout for that, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.